good evening or good late afternoon. I hope you're having a great day. So in this week's Torah portion, as we continue, Moses continues speaking to the Jewish people from his heart and trying to inspire them to be real, to be committed, to be true, to be humble, to be honest, to be ethical, to be moral. And Moshe Rabbeinu says something very, very powerful. He says, Pentocha v'savata, you will eat and be satisfied, and you will build beautiful homes, and you will settle in them, and your cattle and your flock and your assets will grow, and you'll have more silver and gold, and everything you have will be so much. You will become wealthy, you will be successful. V'ram levavecha, and your heart will become haughty, and you will forget the God, your God, who took you out of Egypt from a house of slavery, who took you through a desert that's so great and so awesome with snakes and scorpions, a desert without water, and who brought you water from the stone, who gave you manna in the desert, and gave you so many challenges only to test you, to give you and to make you better. And then he says like this, and you will say in your mind, when all this happens, success comes, you get gold, you get silver, you get stocks, you get houses, you get cars, you get vacation homes, you get Bitcoin, life is good, you're climbing the ladder, you make it into Fortune 500, you're a happy customer. And then you say, Moses warns the Jewish people that at that point you say in your heart, even if you don't say it out loud, you think it to yourself, my might, my power, my own success, my own talents, my own risk-taking made me all this power. And he says, he warns the Jewish people, Moshe says, you should remember God, your God, because he gives you the koach, lasot chayil, to be able to succeed, leman, in order that you should continue, and he should continue the promise he made our forefathers and foremothers, and that we should make a better world for everyone. You know, in America, I always say this, one of the greatest things you could say is, I made it on my own. I'm a self-made man. No one gave me anything. I did it all for my own. But the truth is, there is no such a thing. Each one of us takes a village to raise us. If it's a kind teacher, if it's a lovely counselor at camp, if it's a neighbor, if it's someone who helped you with your first job, with college, the idea that that I did this on my own, that my success came from me, is the greatest testament of arrogance, because it comes from the fact that we don't want to give credit to anyone else and recognize those who made us successful and brought us to where we are, because we think it'll take away from who we are. But the truth is, Moshe warns us, humility is the greatest gift that God gives us. When you recognize where the things in your home, in your house, in your life, your children, your family, your spouses, your beautiful homes, your cars, when you recognize what it took to get that it wasn't only you, that God blessed you, that you had so much fortune, that people helped you, that gives you humility. And when you have humility, you have gratitude. And when you have gratitude, you appreciate the gifts that Hashem has given you. It's not easy. It takes tremendous character to be able to recognize that. Today is the yahrzeit of the Rebbe's dear father, Rebbe Levi Yitzchak Schneerson, who was the chief rabbi of Yekaterinoslav, later and today known as Dnepropetrovsk, a man who went through so much self-sacrifice during the years of the Soviet Union, before World War II, during the 30s, not to compromise in any way. They wanted him, as the chief rabbi, to give his stamp to what they wanted to do, and he refused. He went through tremendous self-sacrifice to make sure the Jews had matzah, they had mikvah, they had kosher meat, they had bris milas. And eventually in 1939 he was arrested in the most brutal way, and after a year of interrogation where he didn't fail to bend He didn't bend in any way. They sent him to a terrible exile of 5 years in Chile, in Kazakhstan, where he suffered tremendously in poverty in a one-bedroom home without a door, full of mosquitoes and rats, no food. For a month at a time, he would go without bread. But the Rebbe never failed. The Rebbe's father, Rebbe Leivik. And when many Jews ended up coming there due to the World War II, he tried with all his strength to even help them in this remote area. And finally, when his near 5-year sentence finished, he was able to get to Almaty in Kazakhstan, which was a little bigger. But there he got sick and passed away on the 20th of Av. He wasn't able to be by his son's wedding, the Rebbe's wedding, and the letters that he wrote about how much he missed to be there. I mean, you think about these people, these great tzaddikim, and the self-sacrifice they had, the humility they had. They had strength of character because they knew they represented Hashem, but they were humble. It wasn't about them. Rebbe Leivik wrote the deepest ideas and esoteric parts of Kabbalah. And the way he wrote it was when he was in prison, his wife smuggled in ink that she made herself through leaves, which he wrote on the side of the papers. Today became volumes of books, some of the greatest Kabbalistic writings in the last 100 years. God warns us never to think the road to failure is paved with arrogance. The road to failure is paved with foolishness of thinking that we are the ones who make ourselves who we are. Humility and recognizing that God gives us gifts and that God gives us talents and blesses us, and that people, neighbors, friends, family, teachers help us, professors, allows us to be humble, to have gratitude, and to appreciate the things we have in our life. May the soul of Rebbe Levi Yitzchak continue to watch over all of us and inspire us to have strength of character when it comes to Yiddishkeit, but to be humble when it comes to ourselves and to thinking what we are and who we are. God bless you and have a great day.